Very recently, I was invited to speak at an event, and that event had a lot of students from different universities in attendance. And after my session, I went to stand behind the hall so that I could also listen to other panelists and speakers at the event. While I was standing, many students, came to me to ask different questions, personal questions, but there's this certain lady who walked up to me to ask this question that I felt, oh, it's important that I should do this video to address this. The question was simple. She has passion for leadership according to her, and she has a certain vision for her university, but she doesn't feel, you know, she doesn't have the she doesn't according to her words, she doesn't have the academic standing or requirements to run for office. She wanted to serve, as an executive in the student union level, right? But for context, many universities have that you should have certain academic standing before you can vie for office or run for office. But she didn't have it at that time, and so she wanted to get my advice on what exactly she could do. I'm doing this video because I think that many students are on this table. Many student leaders feel powerless if they do not have or do not hold official positions or title. There's a sense of I can't do anything because I am not the SUG president. I can't do anything about this because I am not the faculty president. I don't think I can do anything because I'm not the course coordinator or because I'm not the department president, right? I I think that mentality is wrong. I think that mentality is totally wrong. Why there's nothing wrong with being president, governor, department president, faculty president, while I do not have anything against that. But leadership is not about position. Leadership is more about influence. And that's something that many young leaders need to settle fast, right? Why there's nothing wrong about you running for office, seeking position or title. I think that's actually the lowest form of leadership. Leadership is much more about influence than it is about title. We have seen people who held positions and titles that never did anything or produced any results, right? And so I want to focus our attention on the major part of leadership, which is something that we must understand, is that you may not be able to run for office because, again, right, not everybody can run for office, right? I think if we go by the statistics, there are just few positions, in every organization, but everybody can lead, everybody can influence. And so that was what I was trying to let her know, when she walked up to me with this dilemma, is that I'm giving this advice, and I'm going to say three things about this so that we all, if you are on this table, you can begin to address that, that mindset. Number one is, wherever you are, you can lead, right? And I think that you should start small and start now. Without position, there are certain things that you can do. For example, you can lead your class group. You don't need a position or title for that, right? You can lead projects. You can lead groups on initiatives, on ideas and assignments, right? When you do that, you are showing initiatives. You are showing your leadership prowess. You are giving direction to people. You are building relationships. You are relating with people. You are engaging people. You are helping people, which is, for me, the most important, right? And so I believe that influence grows from small circle to big circles. It is what you really do in the small circles that prepares you, right, into, doing much more in the bigger circles. Number two, I also think that if you see a gap, you should solve it. And most times you do not need a position or a title to solve a problem, whether in your department or in the campus at large, right? You can host a small event with a group of people. If you see a problem, host a small event with a group of people, form a group together, and, have conversation about that event, itemize strategies and tactics that you can go about solving that problem, and then solve it. When you do so, what you are doing is that you are showing that leadership is about taking initiative, and you don't really need a title to do that. The last thing I want to share here is that if you feel like because of your current academic standing, you will not be able to run for office, for any position and all of that. It should not stop you from leading. One of the things that you can do is that you can work with those who are currently holding official positions or title. For one, I remember that when I was on campus, I didn't run for SUG president. I was not department president, neither was I faculty president. But you see, some of the leaders who ran for offices in my department always come to me for advice. I mean, I was one of their trusted advisor because I would give you counsel that works for the group of the people, right? So that's a place you can play. You can mentor the people who are running for office. You can be a trusted advisor to the department president. You can be, you should be in the circle of people who are making decisions without positions, without titles. You can be there. There are certain group of people who they don't they I mean, you find certain people who don't really hold positions, but their words and their counsel, hold water, right? So you can position yourself to be that kind of person, right? Look for ways to sell your ideas and collapse your vision into another man's vision. I think when you do that, what you are doing is that you are showing that leadership flows through relationship and not just about position, right? So when people see you consistently deliver results, right, you realize that they start following you, whether you have a position or you don't have a position, right? So you don't allow any form of academic standing limits your ability to lead. You can lead wherever you are. Start now, start small, find a gap, solve the problem, influence people, build relationships, and then influence. Just ensure that you are making positive impact wherever you find yourself. So my question to you this week would be that what is one problem you can solve wherever you are right now without a position, without title? Start solving those problems and you are showing leadership already.